Hello everyone, let's go over the Luos flipbooker. While there is a flipbook material function made by Epic, I didn't like the fact that I have to plug in a texture into this one. So I need to create a texture, make it a texture object. Oh, oops. And I need to plug it into the texture 2D. It doesn't give me enough control over this texture sample. So I made my own little flipbooker. All you need to do is plug it into the UVs, tell it how many rows and columns there are, and I know that the texture has 7 by 7 frames, so 7 into the columns, 7 into the rows. And to test it, we can use a time with a frac. Frac only outputs, as it says over here, the decimal parts of the values, and plug it in. And now it's already working. Obviously, I added a UV channel in case you want to apply this on a mesh and you need to change the UV channel, but as usual, you can also use my texture distortion, UV distortion. There we go. Plug it in real quick. Actually, no, I'm gonna wait with that for a second. To get a texture sample, I'm gonna grab a random noise map, normal map. Plug it in here and plug that into the UV channel. And it already looks quite nice, but a little bit over the top, so I can always lower the distortion strength. So let's say 0.2 or so. Now we got something like this. That's why I almost always add a UV channel to my material functions. But yeah, that's basically it. Let's say if you all of a sudden need another flipbook that's 8 by 8, for example, then you need to make sure that you set these values correctly again. And let's plug the alpha into the opacity, and now we got this. There's also another way that you can use the flipbooker. Let's say I have some snowflakes, and I have 4 here. I'm gonna plug in the UVs, like that. At the moment it's passing out, of course, because I have too many frames going on here. It's 2 by 2. There we go. And now you can see that there are different snowflakes, but I don't want this to be over time. I know that it's a 0 to 1 value, so at every 0.25 it should give me a new one. So 0.25 gives me this one, 0.5, that one, 0.75, this one, and back to 0 again. Now all I need is a particle random. Oh. And now every time when it's a GPU particle, every time it spawns, it will pick one of these values. There are multiple ways you can do it. In case you don't want to have GPU particles, you can use a dynamic parameter. Let's say snowflakes. And I plug that into the flipbook frame, and now every time it spawns on a GPU particle, when you set up the dynamic parameter inside Cascade or Niagara, it will spawn a new one. And I already have an example here of that. As you can see, each time it spawns, it gives you a different snowflake. Alright, that should be it for the flipbooker. Okay, take care.